Come on.
All right. Okay. Okay. I'm doing it for you.
Timothée Chalamet is a famous Hollywood actor who is rightfully considered the most promising artist of his generation. In just a few years, he went from minor roles to starring in Oscar-winning films. In this video, we will tell you about the life of a charming actor who conquered millions of hearts and became one of the main heartthrobs of our time. Timothée Chalamet. How the Dune star lives and how much he earns. Timothée Chalamet was born on December 27, 1995, in New York City, in the Hell's Kitchen neighborhood, which got its name because of its high crime rate in the 19th century. However, today the area is known for multiple theaters and restaurants, which makes it a favorite place for artists to frequent, which includes the Chalamets. His father, Marc Chalamet, half French and half British, is a translator and editor of UNICEF. Due to his father's French origin, Timothée has dual citizenship in France and the United States. By the way, these French roots cause endless disputes about the correct pronunciation of his name. He is called both Timothy and Timothée. Timothy's mother, Nicole Flender, is an American with Jewish and Austrian roots, was a Broadway dancer at one time, and is now a real estate agent. His closest relatives are also closely tied with show business. His older sister, Pauline, is an actress. His grandfather is a screenwriter, his uncle is a director, and his aunt is a TV producer. As a child, the boy spent a lot of time in France, his father's homeland, so he is fluent in French. There, Chalamet learned to play soccer and dreamed of a sports career, but his fate turned out differently than he planned. In New York, Timothée studied at the prestigious William T. Sherman Elementary School and attended theater since childhood. That's when he completely fell in love with this world. Then Chalamet continued his studies in high school, but there was no opportunity to develop his creative abilities. For this reason, his parents decided to transfer the teenager to Fiorello H. LaGuardia High School of Music and Art and Performing Arts, which has an impressive list of famous graduates, including Jennifer Aniston and Al Pacino, and it wasn't easy to get into this prestigious educational institution. And Chalamet was among those rejected during an interview. However, acting teacher Harry Schiffman was so impressed with his performance at the audition that he insisted on accepting the boy to the school. And in turn, Timothée didn't let Schiffman down. Over time, he became one of the best students in the school, while peers remembered him for his extraordinary antics. One day, instead of a full-fledged statistics project, he recorded a rap under the pseudonym Little Timmy Tim, in which he confessed his love for the subject and the teacher. The teacher didn't like his creative approach, but on the internet, the video eventually gained more than 10 million views. Chalamet had his start in early childhood, acting in commercials, and soon in short films such as Sweet Tooth and Clown. Timothée made his debut in a major TV project in 2008 at the age of 13, appearing in the police series Law & Order as a murder victim. When asked why he chose the profession of an actor, he talked about the movie The Dark Knight, where Heath Ledger played the Joker. Timothée was so impressed with his performance that he decided to devote his life to acting. In the same year, the teenager played a cameo role in the drama series Loving Leia, and a few years later, he made his debut on the theater stage, playing in the teen comedy production The Talls. He also played in school plays and musicals. In 2012, Chalamet starred in 2 TV series, Royal Pains and Homeland. These roles brought him his first fame and a nomination for Screen Actors Guild Awards for Outstanding Performance by an Ensemble Cast in a Drama Series.
I think sometimes military force is necessary. I mean, the Iranian president keeps saying he wants to wipe Israel off the map, so they have every right to defend them.
Even then, the rising star caught the attention of film director Luca Guadagnino.
Luca just started working on the romantic drama Call Me By Your Name and was actively looking for a candidate for the main role. It eventually went to Timothée, but more on that later. Meanwhile, Chalamet fell in love for the first time. His partner was a classmate named Lourdes Leon, Madonna's daughter. For both of them, this relationship was the first, so the girl's mother was extremely worried and only allowed Lourdes to go on dates if she was accompanied by security. The teenage romance lasted less than a year, after which the couple parted but remained good friends. Chalamet and Leon's classmate was Ansel Elgort, who played the lead role in the movie Baby Driver. The aspiring actors became friends back then. In 2013, they graduated high school, after which Timothée entered Columbia University, where he studied cultural anthropology. A year later, he transferred to the New York University's Gallatin School of Individualized Study to pursue his acting career more freely. In 2014, Timothée starred in the short film Spinners, the drama Worst Friends, and the comedy Men, Women, and Children, starring Adam Sandler and Jennifer Garner. In the same year, the fantastic film Interstellar was released, where Chalamet played Tom, the son of Matthew McConaughey's character.
Dad! Whoa! You told me to keep driving.
On set, Timothée met many outstanding actors, and McConaughey even became a good friend of his. The film turned out to be commercially successful, having managed to cover the movie's budget 4 times over. Interstellar has also been awarded numerous awards, including an Oscar for Best Visual Effects. In one of the interviews, Chalamet told a touching story about the film. When Timothée first watched Interstellar, it turned out that his most important scene was cut, which greatly upset him. After returning home from the cinema, the teenager cried out of frustration for an hour. Over the years, he realized that the decision was correct from an artistic point of view, and his acting had nothing to do with it. The following year, the actor appeared in the fantastic thriller 1 and 2, which premiered at the Berlin Film Festival and received mixed reviews from critics. Then he starred in the crime drama The Adderall Diaries, the Christmas comedy Love the Coopers, and the drama Miss Stevens. But these roles did not garner him that much attention. While he worked on movies, the young man also devoted time to his theatrical career. In 2016, he played a young John Patrick Shanley in the autobiographical play Prodigal Son. For this work, he received the Lucille Lortel Award for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Play and was nominated for the Drama League Award. Then, Chalamet auditioned for the role of Peter Parker in the movie Spider-Man: Homecoming, but was rejected. And in the end, the role went to Tom Holland. But things still went well for Timothée. Instead of being known as Spider-Man, he received an offer to star in the drama Call Me By Your Name, which subsequently brought him overwhelming success.
Read books, transcribe music, swim at the river, go out at night. I don't know.
That sounds fun.
In the film, Timothée played a gay high school student who fell in love with a young scientist who was played by Armie Hammer. For this work, Chalamet learned Italian and also had to play the piano and guitar. After the screening at the New York Film Festival, the film was awarded a 10-minute ovation, the longest in the history of the festival. The drama was nominated for many film awards, including 4 Oscars, one of which was for Best Actor. Chalamet could have received it, but the statuette went to Gary Oldman for his role in the film Darkest Hour. Nevertheless, Timothée made history as the youngest actor nominated for an actor in this category over the past 80 years. In addition to the Oscar, our hero received nominations for film awards such as the Golden Globe, the British Academy, the MTV Channel Award, and the Screen Actors Guild Award. He won Breakthrough Actor Award at the Gotham Independent Film Awards and became the Best Male Lead according to the Independent Spirit Awards. In the same year, the actor pleased his fans with several more works, appearing in the short film Great Performers Horror Show as well as playing a clumsy teenager in the drama Hot Summer Nights, a young soldier in the western Hostiles, and an anarchist hipster in the romantic comedy Lady Bird, where he acted alongside Saoirse Ronan.
Maybe I'll see you at the Deuce or something, huh?
Sure. See you at the Deuce.
Hey, I'm not paying you to flirt.
I wasn't flirting.
Wish you had been.
At that time, the media actively discussed the possible relationship between the two, but the actors refuted the rumors, saying they were just close friends. In 2018, Chalamet played the role of a drug-addicted teenager in the film Beautiful Boy, where one of the producers was Brad Pitt.
I think I always liked it.
What?
Anything, pot, alcohol, ecstasy, cocaine, LSD.
For the sake of a role in the film, Timothée lost 22 pounds. To immerse himself in the role, he talked a lot with drug addicts in rehabilitation centers, and his efforts were not in vain because his acting was highly appreciated by critics and brought him many nominations, including the Golden Globe Film Award. By the way, he was also awarded the title of the most beautiful boy in Hollywood, even though the film is not about appearance at all. In 2019, the actor appeared in Woody Allen's film A Rainy Day in New York, where his partner on set was Selena Gomez. The media was quick to discuss a possible relationship between the two, but they turned out to be just friends.
Just kiss your older sister. Did she ever say anything about that or no?
I don't know. I don't recall. I think maybe she said you were a 4.
A 4?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe a
She
6.
was a 4?
Maybe.
Timothée acted out the role perfectly, but he did not get any joy from filming. A scandal broke out around the film relating to Woody Allen being charged with sexually harassing his adopted daughter. Even when the accusations became public knowledge, the actor couldn't refuse the role because of his contract and regretted signing it. After the film release, Chalamet donated his entire check to anti-violence charities. In the same year, he perfectly fit into the role of a teenager in love in the Oscar-winning drama Little Women. Timothée also brilliantly fitted into an image of Henry VI in the historical film The King. On set, he met Lily Rose Depp, the daughter of Johnny Depp and Vanessa Paradis.
We're all the way to the Holy Land, are we? And presumably to sack the rest of Christendom along the way. I am not my father, Archbishop. I would have thought this to be clear by now.
Timothée and Lily Rose immediately became friends. Chalamet recalls that the girl was very nervous and constantly asked if she looked good in the shot, to which he replied, "You look like a queen." Then Timothée realized that he had fallen in love with his partner on set, and the feeling was mutual. For a long time, they hid their relationship, yet the paparazzi still found out about it and started following the couple. For example, a photo of the two actors passionately kissing on vacation in Italy was vigorously discussed on the internet, which soon became a meme. Unable to cope with the obsessive attention of the public, the couple broke up in April 2020. In June of the same year, Timothée began dating actress Elsa Gonzalez, known for her role in the movie Baby Driver. The couple was spotted at a Mexican resort vacationing with friends. However, by autumn, the stormy summer romance ended, and now the most beautiful boy in Hollywood is ready for a new relationship. According to some reports, Chalamet uses the app Lux Club, which positions itself as a private dating club for Jews with extremely high standards. It is unknown whether the celebrity communicated with someone on this service. In 2020, Timothée tried his hand as a host, starring in an episode of the TV program Saturday Night Live, and was also honored to present an award at the Oscar ceremony. In 2021, the actor pleased his fans with new films, starring in Wes Anderson's comedy drama, The French Dispatch, as well as in the satirical film Don't Look Up, which received 4 Oscar nominations.
Me too, I'm Yule.
Yule.
I'm a Fire Puma 142 on Twitch. You game?
Really doubtful she knows.
Who said I didn't?
After shooting each film, Timothée gets to know more and more stars who are delighted to get to know him as well. For example, Jennifer Lawrence, who starred in the film Don't Look Up, publicly confessed that she liked the young actor, noting his talent and sexuality. But another actress from this film, the legendary Meryl Streep, became his second mom. Many noticed that at the Oscar ceremony, Meryl introduced Timothée to many outstanding personalities who can positively influence his career development. The secret of Chalamet's charm is that despite his high achievements in the film industry, he remains a modest and friendly person. At least so far, no actor having met him on set can say otherwise. Interesting fact, Chalamet's favorite actor is Joaquin Phoenix, and his favorite director is Christopher Nolan, with whom he worked on Interstellar. In 2021, Timothée played the main role in the updated film adaptation of Frank Herbert's cult science fiction novel, Dune.
I've been training my whole life. What is the point if I'm not allowed to face some
You know
actual
why,
risk?
Paul? You're the future of House Atreides.
And grandfather fought bulls for sport.
Yes. Look where that got him.
Interestingly enough, the director didn't even consider other actors for this role and immediately offered it to Chalamet. The film became commercially successful, and with a budget of $165 million, its box office amounted to $400 million. Additionally, the film received 10 Oscar nominations, and it ended up winning 6 of them. Timothée himself was nominated for the MTV Channel Award as Best Actor. His payout for the role in the film amounted to $22 million. After the release of Dune, rumors about Chalamet's affair with his partner on set, Zendaya, were quick to spread. But the actors refuted this information, saying that they were just friends. This year, the horror film Bones and All premiered with Timothée in the lead role. Also, the filming of the second part of Dune is currently underway. The musical Wonka, in which Timothée will play the eccentric owner of a chocolate factory, is currently in post-production. According to some reports, the payout for the musical amounted to $9 million. To date, Timothée Chalamet is rightfully considered one of the most talented and influential actors of our time. In 2018, Forbes magazine ranked him 24th in the list of the 30 most promising young Hollywood actors. And in 2021, Time magazine named him one of the leaders of the future generation. With his appearance in Hollywood, Timothée made amendments to the fashion world, becoming a style icon and a new sex symbol. In 2019, the edition of Vogue recognized Chalamet as the most influential person in the fashion world. In 2020, GQ Men's Magazine called him the most stylish man in the world. And in 2021, Timothée was invited to become one of the hosts of the Met Gala. But funnily enough, the actor doesn't have a stylist or assistant, and he picks out all his outfits himself, demonstrating his impeccable taste. He reimagines the usual male outfits, successfully adding stereotypically feminine floral prints, sequins, and bright accessories, while not losing masculinity and attractiveness. Today, Chalamet's fortune is estimated at $20 million, which he earned through films and advertising. As a child, he started with food advertising, for example, McCormick, and now he represents the jewelry house Cartier, whose jewelry emphasizes his style at various social events. Despite his growing popularity, the actor tries to hide his personal life from prying eyes, not letting journalists close to his house. It is known that for a long time, Chalamet lived with his parents in his native Hell's Kitchen neighborhood in the Manhattan Plaza residential complex, but eventually moved to another apartment in the same area to be near his family. One day, journalists managed to look into Timothée's parents' house, where they noticed a huge collection of souvenirs dedicated to their children's achievements. By the way, his sister is also making progress in the film industry. Timothée spends the earned money on cars. To date, his collection includes Chevrolet Tahoe worth $70,000, BMW 5 Series, and BMW Z3 for $54,000 and $23,500 respectively, Land Rover Discovery for $54,000, and Audi Q5 worth $45,000. At 26, Timothée Chalamet became a superstar who gave his fans many outstanding works. Which movie with this actor do you like the best? If you liked the video, leave a like,
and also subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss anything interesting.